updates on the Thomas Valva case. Justyna, his mom, made an appearance today in court. We're going to get into it in a few minutes here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get all things Dutyron when I do go live. And if you can, please share out the broadcast. Today's video is going to be just brief update on today's court appearance. It was a court appearance by Justyna, and they brought Michael Valva into the courtroom, and there was a heated exchange. You'll hear this when I play the news clip shortly. But I have to say, I commend her. This is a divorce proceeding in Nassau County, and I have to say, what a warrior, what a strong woman Justyna is, and how brilliant she fights all the powers that be and all the people who have failed her throughout this whole process, and her son and all of her sons, all three of the kids. She has stood up to fight against the powers that be, the very people who are in place, the police department, Department of Social Services, the courts, and everybody that's wrapped up in the whole system. And I commend her. I tip my cap. I say, as a 20-plus year law enforcement professional, how strong of a woman Justyna is, truly standing up for herself. She is a New York City corrections officer. So she is part of the boldest New York City corrections. So I have to say, big kudos to Justyna. And I'm going to just show you a very quick clip from today's news. I'm going to cue that up here to get that to play for you guys so you can get an idea of exactly what happened today in court. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, so this is just going to be a quick 2 or 3 minute video. I'm going to play this real quick for you guys, and then we will talk about it
today
in a
for
second.
The mother of an 8.
Give me a second here to cue it up. I had it all ready to go. All right, here we go, guys. I'm gonna mute the mic.
Victories today for the mother of an 8-year-old Cinema Rich's boy who froze to death in an unheated garage. News 12's Kevin Vesey is the very latest.
For the second time in less than a week, Justyna Zubko Valva sat in the same courtroom as her estranged husband, Michael Valva. As News 12 has reported, the NYPD officer is being charged with second-degree murder in the hypothermia death of their 8-year-old son, Thomas. According to police, the boy died after Valva and his fiancée, Angela Polina, forced him to sleep in the freezing garage of their Center Moriches home last month.
He murdered him. That was a cold-blooded murder.
During today's hearing for their divorce case, the pair had several heated exchanges. At one point, Justyna said Michael had murdered her son, and Michael later accused Justyna of choosing not to visit her kids for 3.5 years. The judge eventually ruled that Justyna will receive child support from Michael's retirement plan to help care for their 2 remaining children. Now, during the proceedings, both Michael and Justyna appeared before the judge without an attorney. Michael claims it's because he can't afford one, and Justyna says she has not yet found a lawyer that she can trust. Justyna says she also had problems with the attorney representing the children, Donna McCabe, claiming she favored their father during custody hearings. Today, McCabe asked to be taken off the case, telling the judge she believes the boys were impeded from being forthcoming with her about the living conditions inside Michael and Angela's home. The judge granted that request, a decision that's being applauded by family violence expert Anthony Zenkis.
The job of the attorney for the child is to represent the wishes from the child. If they believe that the child's not forthcoming, it's kind of hard to do that.
We tried talking to McCabe at her law office, but she was not available. Meanwhile, Justyna says she will keep her son's memory alive and face his accused killers each time they're in court.
I'm definitely fighting for the justice to be served.
In Mineola, Kevin Vesey, News 12, Long Island.
I got to say how strong of a woman Justyna is. I was playing the wrong screen. I'm not going to play that video over again. But you know, she stood up in court and battled toe to toe with the murderer of her son. This guy murdered her son, and she faced him. I mean, not many people would have the strength to do that, you know. And I commend her. I commend her tremendously for it. And there's so much moving parts. There's so many different things that are going on. And I said, thank you, Darlene. Thank you, Cruise Boston, Top Cop. Thanks for being here. And welcome, everybody. I say it so many different times is that, you know, we don't understand the enormity of what she's been put through. The fact that she can even trust this system is, I mean, most people would not be able to go and step foot in a courtroom that has all of the people that have consistently failed her over and over and over again. And now she's back in there and she's up and she's in the fight. So I tip my cap to her, and I think that she's a tremendously strong woman. And I can't overemphasize that enough, because most people would just crumble, you know, and say, hey, there's nothing that I could do. And she's standing strong. And it brings me to another point, is that there's a march on Sunday here in Valley Stream, in her hometown, where she originally raised her children, here in Valley Stream, which is a neighboring town. It's Sunday, March 1st at Hendricks Park. Hendricks Park is a beautiful park where Thomas used to play. So it's a community walk and gathering around A.J. Hendricks Park. It's 123 West Merrick Road in Valley Stream, 12 noon till 2 p.m. on March 1st, which is this Sunday. I will be there to support. I'm going to be going with my neighbor Diane across the street. We're going to go and support, and it looks like there's a lot that's going to go on, and it's going to be a lot. The mayor of Valley Stream will be there, Justyna, with the boys, and all of the people who have supported her throughout all of this. So I'm going to play one more. I'm going to play one more video for you guys quickly, and this is a short one, so it'll be done in a quick bit. So let me just play this.
All those people who are obviously walking free, not being criminally charged, they still kept their jobs, all the CPS case workers, and they continue harming my children. That's not understandable.
Are there new CPS workers on your case now, or are there some of the same ones?
Well, there are 2 new CPS case workers, but the supervisor is the same supervisor. He knew about the abuse, Edward Heap, and he failed completely to, remove the children from under sadistic and abusive care of Michael.
So what she's saying here is she's talking about the CPS workers and all the people who failed her son under her direction. She was going into court and telling everybody, my sons are being abused. My kids are being abused. They're being deprived the most basic things: food, shelter, clothing, cleanliness. And it was all documented along the way, and everybody just failed to do the right thing, failed to save little Thomas. As she says, Tommy was failed on so many different levels, and it just breaks my heart. It eats away at everybody, because how could so many layers that are put in place fail? But they did. Paul Peck, thank you so much for coming. So Sunday, March 1st, I will be at. This is the march. I'm going to put it up on the big screen. Let me get my Twitter up. Let me just finish this real quick. Hashtag stand against child abuse. Absolutely. Thank you, Lake Lizard. I'm going to just continue. This is just another minute or so, or not even. So, as
well as, making sure the children are safe. He should be failed completely. He knew about the abuse. But the supervisor is the same supervisor. He knew about the abuse, Edward Heap, and he failed completely to, remove the children from under sadistic and abusive care of Michael, as well as, making sure the children are safe. He should be losing his job and be criminally charged for his actions. I focus right now on two things. First are my children, providing them with safe, happy environment.
And that she's doing. I mean, it's the inevitable. The courts are going to give her full custody. She has custody of her two surviving children, albeit it's temporary. But I do believe that she's that much closer to it. Like I said before in my previous videos, there's no way that they can not give full custody to her. And, this is a case where heads have to roll. Heads have to roll, and she is not letting up. The good thing is that she's not letting up, and everybody is sticking behind her. And we also have to stick together, because the basic rule of thumb is things happen in numbers. When you have lots of people that are behind an individual or a cause or a case, you have power in numbers. And we all know that. We hear that all the time. There's power in numbers. So people have to realize that the more that come out and speak out about it, the more people who sign petitions, the more people who stand with Justyna as she marches and as she strives forward to get justice for baby Thomas, the more people behind her, the better chance we have for change. And I believe that, Sunday, if anybody lives in the local area, if you're within that local area of Valley Stream, I highly recommend you coming on out. Maddie Boy Sully and all my channel members, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you guys being in here. I know I didn't promote this, but I just wanted to go live because I saw it on the news here tonight, and I haven't updated you guys in a while. And there's been a lot going on behind the scenes here with her and the court battles, and they're going to be back at it again. I think June 30th is the next family court for the divorce, and the next hearing, and then I believe his criminal case is coming up next month. So let this continue. Let me let this continue, guys.
And my second goal is obviously to fight for justice for Tammy, for my two adult children who were severely abused. Obviously, Tammy died because of the abuse. And also make sure that the law is going to be changed. That situation that happened to Tammy and my other two children is not going to be repeated. As you know, children in this corruptive system that has very low accountability, that the people involved are not going to jail. That's why they continue conducting those criminal actions. Okay. All those people who are
Maddie,
obviously working.
Maddie, hold on a second. Let me just pause this. Hold on.
On September 14th.
Let me pause this. I'll give you the information on, I think it's 123 West Merrick Road in Valley Stream. The location, I'm doing really well. Thank you, Lewis. Thanks for coming in. Sunday, March 1st, Hendricks Park in A.J. Hendricks Park, 123 West Merrick Road in Valley Stream. That's the location. 12 noon is the check-in at the pool, and I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there to support. I will post links once I find exact links to post for money and gifts. I will get all that information on Sunday, and then I'll post it in my description down below. Let me just find one more thing here, guys, real quick. 2 seconds. I want to get onto her. Let me get onto her Twitter. Quick. Come on. Where is it? Oh, here it is. All right. Let me get you onto her Twitter. And then I'll show you the flyer for it. Here it is. Get this up. All right, so I don't know how well you guys could see this, but it should be pretty good. Justice for Thomas community walk and gathering around AJ Hendrickson. I've been saying it wrong. AJ Hendrickson Park in Valley Stream, 123 West Merrick Road, Valley Stream, Sunday, March 1st. Rain date is March 8th, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Meet at the pool entrance for check-in, ribbons, donations, and welcome speeches. Support the cause by wearing something blue. So I already emailed, there's an email, justice for Thomas vswalk@gmail.com. I thank you so much, Laura. Love, right back to you. So I already emailed the person, whoever has that email, and told them that I was going to come and if there was anything that I could do additionally. But if anybody here lives in this local area, like Maddie Sully, Joey Brooklyn, or anybody that's within driving distance that would like to come, please come out. She says on her Twitter here, let me back out of this. So this is Justyna's Twitter handle, Stand Against Child Abuse. So she says, I would like to invite all of you to join me and my family in attending this wonderful event in honor of my son, Tommy, that is going to be held on Sunday, March 1st, 2020, from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Details posted below. I am enormously grateful to all of my neighbors, especially, I don't know if that continues, especially Tatiana and Jason for organizing this amazing event. She continued it in a second tweet. Hopefully see you guys soon with the blue and a red heart. That's right on Justyna's page. So, that's straight from her Twitter. And I want to just pull up. So I want to just go over one other thing. Joshua H., thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you, my friend. Everybody go subscribe to Joshua H. So here he is. I hate to put his face up here, but ex-NYPD cop Michael Valva loses lawyer in alleged murder of 8-year-old son. This is just them talking about that he lost his lawyer because of conflict of interest, and he pretty much was, according to this report, he was whining like a little baby in the court, complaining that he has no money to pay. He is losing his pension. He's not going to get his pension. He's got a 457 and a 401 from the police union, from the PBA. So she was awarded, I think, $11,000 from his 457 by the court today, which is always helpful. But his pension, his actual retirement, he won't get because he's going to be fired. Right now, he's suspended without pay, but he's going to be fired sooner than later, probably. That's a little bit of a process, but it happens. It will happen. He will be fired. You know, he's going to be in jail for the rest of his life, we hope. So he had the gall to tell. I feel horrible. He's a disgrace to the. I've spoken about it, Beanie, in past lives. I feel horrible that he was able to wear the uniform, the patch, the badge. He was not ever a police officer. In my eyes, he was always a demon. So he will be in jail forever. But so what really angered me is that Justyna is continually being victimized by the system that failed her son, that killed her son, that failed her, and that continues to fail all people who come through Nassau and Suffolk. The court, the family court system, the child protective system, the court-appointed attorneys, they've all failed here. And what's screwy about this is that They allowed him, Michael Valva, the murderer of Tommy, to actually speak in court. And in my eyes, he should have been silenced. He shouldn't have been able to speak and cross-examine her. He actually had the gall to say, when she said, "You murdered Tommy," he asked the judge to strike that and to say that she can't say that. Well, it's alleged that you did do that, and there's strong substantial evidence by, don't forget, the computer forensics. Now, there was a report, and I will just briefly touch on this because I'm going to end this soon. There was a report Justyna put out in a statement that she was notified by the district attorney that the video from the cam in the garage is gone, is deleted. Now, I don't know if that's 100%, because I know from working a couple of friends of mine work in the computer crime squad, and I visited and interviewed to work in the computer crime squad, and I know what those guys do in New York City. And I know that when phones, computers, tablets, laptops, any type of electronic devices, if you wipe it, unless you damage the hard drive or burn it or smash the hard drive, there's a computer scrub, computer forensics technique that can be used to take all of the data from a hard drive. But if they went ahead or deleted the actual video, and detectives heard or saw it, or a law enforcement professional saw the evidence, and now the evidence is gone, it's still strong enough to use that in court. And don't forget, guys, there is the text messaging, and I'm not going to go into that right now. I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to rehash it in case any of the family or if anybody listens to this video. I have to say that the text messaging between Michael and Angela about joking around about Thomas not being able to stand up and him falling down while he was hypothermic in the garage when it was 19 degrees. It's 32 degrees here, freezing cold outside. It was 19 degrees on the 17th of January, 16th going into the 17th, and he was outside in the garage with no bedding, no sheets, no winter jacket, no nothing. And they joked back and forth. And the police, the Suffolk County Homicide Squad I know for a fact they have those text messages from the phones. So based on that alone, that's going to show that they both knew that this child was dying, his son, and they joked about it. So that for me is enough to get, substantial evidence, enough to get guilty verdicts against these two, because it shows intent, it shows malice, it shows that they knew full on and full well. And she just went to sleep after that. He was at work. She went to sleep. Gemma, good to see you. Thanks for joining. So I know that computer forensics and the technology that a computer crime squad and the homicide squad in Suffolk County has, the technology to extract this information. And I'm finding it very hard to believe that they let that get deleted. I mean, that should have been the evidence that they should have immediately taken and, thumb drived it, or whatever they had to do. Hello, Stephanie. Thank you so much. Stephanie Blooms, good to see you. Thanks for joining. But Justyna said it. So if she said it, I'm betting my bottom dollar that the DA did say that to her. And I hope to God that that's not true, because if it is in fact true, it's not going to completely hurt the case, but that's a slam dunk. to have that video. But, you know, I think about this from a law enforcement standpoint, and I want to say this without getting upset, and I hope I don't upset you guys, but if that evidence is there, which I still think that they're going to be able to have it or get it or retrieve it or get it back, but if in fact that evidence is there, the video, that means Justyna has to watch it in court. When I went to Karina Vetrano's murder trial, the second one where I reported live outside the courtroom in Queens Supreme Court, Karina Vetrano was a jogger that was killed in 2016 in Ozone Park, Queens. I saw the crime scene photos of her body after she was beaten and raped. And I was sitting right in front of her mother. And it was so hard to see, you know, that evidence. And for me to play a video of this poor boy, you know, getting up and falling down would be just re-victimizing Justyna and everybody who has to see it. So I hope that they have enough solid text messaging, things going on back and forth to confirm that they full on well knew what was going on to get a grand jury, to get a jury. Grand juries in the earlier process, but to get a jury to get a conviction based on substantial evidence from the text messaging and things of that nature. So, you know, we just have to say prayers for that. And Justyna, you know, is she slowly starting to comply with, like, you know, the court orders to have her sons evaluated? She did that. And I'm so happy to hear that she did that. And I think that she has a lot of good people around her to help get her through this and encourage her neighbors and other friends. And some of the people that are getting around Justyna are good people with good intentions. And that's a great thing. You know, she needs to have support from, you know, within, from the people that she works with, her neighbors, the good people who have come out, you know, the strangers that have come out to try to help her with no ill intent. And that's a great thing. And I plan to present her with some super chat money from this channel. And it'll be coming from not just me, but from everybody here that has given super chat during the course of the times that I've done videos. And almost 90% of the Thomas Valva videos that I do are demonetized. In other words, YouTube says we can't play ads. You know, it's not advertiser friendly because of the case and the subject that you're talking about, which is all fine. But anything that I've gotten super chat wise, I'm going to present on Sunday to Justyna from the Dutyron family, from my channel. And I hope that in a small way will be just a small way to show that we're all here and we all stand, you know, behind her. So I'm going to do that on Sunday. And I will probably video some of the event, not all of it, but I'll video maybe the conversation that, you know, that they have at the, it looks like they're going to have, you know, the mayor is going to speak, but when Justyna speaks, I will video that probably live or just record it and then upload it. Hi, Melanie. How are you? So that's the long short of it. Urban Explorer, thank you so much. Thanks for coming into the live stream. So Stand Against Child Abuse is going to be the hashtag that I use all the time in these videos. And I say this to you: if you see something, say something. If something seems not right with a child, with an elderly person, with anybody, if you see something that doesn't seem right, if you see something, please, for God's sake, say something. Don't be silent. Don't be quiet. I'll give you a prime example of what I did just over the weekend. If Diane is still here, my neighbor across the street, she can vouch for me and verify.
Thank you for the super love.
Thank you, Meg, for the super love. I'll be sure to pass that forward to Justyna. My neighbor was, our houses are close together here. My neighbor was crying in her house. My next door neighbor, a woman, was crying. And I was in my driveway. I could hear her. She was inside her house. The windows were closed. It was a Sunday, this past Sunday. And I went over to her sister who lives across the street and asked her if she was okay to go and check on her sister. And she went over and checked on the sister. But I was not going to be silent about that. You know, I wasn't going to be quiet about it because it's in my blood for me to help other people. When I heard her crying, she was not just crying, she was sobbing. I went to her sister that lives across the street. She's actually lives right next door to Diane. And I said, is your sister all right? And I'm not going to, go into the details of it, but I said something. I heard something and I said something. I was going to go knock on her door myself, but I knew her sister was across the street. And they're from India, they're not from here, they're from India. So it's a different kind of culture and a different kind of way they do things. But I went to her sister and they thanked me tremendously up and down, for going over and caring, just for caring. So my point is that if you know something's not right, don't just say, oh, well, I'm going to just report it. Follow up, follow through. Make sure you follow up and follow through. And that's important. I think I had one more thing I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to read post. Okay, I'm going to read one more article in the Post and then we'll end it. Is this from today? Shit. Not. Where'd that article go? All right, I don't have it. I was just going to read you the article, but it's all good. Daphne, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. All right, guys. So again,
thank you for the super love.
Thank you for the super love. Appreciate that. So
my next Dutyron, thanks for supporting autism.
Oh, look at that. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. And then that is something new that Josh was.
Thank you for the super love.
Josh was putting that. Gemma, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, much love, Dutyron. Thank you for supporting autism. Josh was testing out. Daphne, thank you again. He was testing out the actual reading out of the message on the super chat. So now when you send super chat, you heard the female voice read out the actual chat that you put. So that's pretty cool. That worked out good. So again, my next broadcast will be Sunday at the Walk for Thomas. I'm looking forward to meeting some of the great people who are involved in supporting her and trying to do what I can financially and just through my channel here, if I can, help spread the word and spread the message. So I encourage everybody to do your part, to share this broadcast, follow me on social media. So when I do a live stream that's like this or for other reasons and other causes, it's at 12 noon Eastern on Sunday, March 1st, 12 noon Eastern. But I encourage you to do what you can to get the message out and share the broadcast, talk to your friends and people about this case. It starts at 12, yes. But do what you can. I mean, not everybody can financially support Justyna, but I'm going to be there for opening statements. I'm going to take off from my job. I have a regular 9 to 5. I'm going to take off when that trial begins, and I'm going to go there, and I'm going to listen to opening statements, and I will let you guys know what I hear. you know, and I'll be there to support the family. And listen, yes, and if you're not following me on Discord, I have an open Discord group where you can get in there and chat it up off of the live stream. So if you really want to go and continue the conversation, I have a Discord group. Send me a message on any social media, all one word, Dutyron, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and I'll add you into the Discord group. All right, guys, much love and respect from my house to yours. Stand against child abuse. Support Justyna Zubko Valva. Support her in all that she does and do what you can, whether it's sharing her videos on social media. She has a YouTube account and she does videos herself. She did a video from the gravesite. I believe it was the month anniversary of Thomas's murder. So support her on her YouTube channel. I'll link it below in the description here. And support all the good ones that are out there doing the right thing. Thank you so much for checking in and watching. Much love and respect from my house to yours. And I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll see you guys on Sunday. I'll see you Sunday, 12 noon Eastern. I'll talk to you soon, guys. Yeah, I hope not. Thank you to my Patreon super chatters and all of the people who support me in the comment section below. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you, moderators.